Let me ask you something. How many of you have started a research project, opened 20 tabs, and still couldn't remember where that perfect quote was? We have all been there. Research can feel messy, time consuming, and sometimes downright frustrating. Now imagine if you had a personal assistant who could read your notes, understand your research, and help you make sense of everything, all in one place. And that's what NotebookLM does. NotebookLM is like a smart research buddy that organizes, connects, and explains your material. Offered by Google. You can upload lecture notes, readings, and even transcripts, and it instantly summarizes key ideas, highlights patterns, and helps you link information across different documents. It means less copy pasting and more real learning. Think about the time you would save. No more digging through loads of information. NotebookLM helps you reach conclusions faster. It also saves money since you don't need several different research or note-taking tools. Everything happens in one digital space, ready to go whenever you are. Now you might be wondering, how is this different from ChatGPT? ChatGPT is brilliant for general tasks, conversations, or quick questions. But NotebookLM is built specifically for research and learning. Unlike ChatGPT, it doesn't just generate answers. It works with your own materials. It reads your notes, understands your styles, and tailors its responses based on your documents. In short, ChatGPT talks to the world's knowledge, but NotebookLM talks to your knowledge. That's the real difference. It's personal, focused, and made to help you think deeper. And as you keep using it, NotebookLM becomes more powerful. It learns what matters to you, helps draft outlines, and suggests better ways to structure your arguments. You get more clarity and less chaos. So today, as we explore NotebookLM, don't think of it as another app. Think of it as your smart study and research companion, one that saves you time, money, and mental energy, and helps you research the way professionals do. Let's see how it can change the way you learn, think, and work starting right now. Now let's get to the demonstration of NotebookLM. Let's get started with the demo of NotebookLM. So I'm going to showcase you two live examples. So one would be, let's say, if you are an investor and you want to invest on shares of a particular company, and I've taken Bharat Petroleum as the company. So whether you want to invest in the share or not. So as an investor. So for that you need various documents like annual general meetings, the annual report of BPCL, plus a lot of videos where the leaders are talking about it and all of that. So that is the first example. The second example would be a competitive analysis for three companies in the FMCG sector, which are Coke, Nestle, and Pepsi. Okay. So you will act like a CEO of Coke who actually wants to understand the competitive scenario of the industries working in similar sectors. What has been the technology adoption for these companies? What are some of the development areas for Coke? And what should be the focus areas for the next financial year? So obviously that will be plugged into the annual operating plan with three or four main pillars. And you are given the like as a chief of staff, your work is to bring out this and present it to the CEO, and then the CEO will take a decision as to like what are some of the aspects that he's going to plug in. So once you log into NotebookLM, so this is how the interface looks like. So please log in with your Gmail ID, and then automatically this is the screen how it looks like. So now let's say I will click on this try NotebookLM, and automatically you get this, right? So since I already have done some bit of work on this notebook LM. So these are all my work that has been stored over here. So now this is going to be a new notebook. So I will create a new notebook over here. Okay, cool. Okay, great. So before we get started, so I just want to show you a few things. So this is how the panel looks like. On the left hand side, you can add sources, and this is basically like your chat interface that is going to look like in the middle. And on the third, you also have few features, and because as I mentioned, the output of Notebook LM will be multimodal in nature, so you can decide which kind of output you want for yourself. So there are 8 different types. So audio, video, mind map, reports, flashcards, quiz, infographics, and slide deck, as you can see it on the right. So let's say if you're uploading a very lengthy document of 400 pages and you just don't want to read through it, just want an audio overview, or perhaps like you are just stepping into a meeting and you have not done your preparation. Though I will not recommend that to happen. But then of course, I mean maybe like due to lot of other commitments, you were not able to do enough research for that, but you have the document. So you just put it on Notebook LM and you just press audio overview, and you'll get the audio over, or like you'll get the summary of the entire document in 5 minutes. Obviously, you need to specify which kind of output you need, and that is something I'm going to tell you about it as well. So as you can see that there is a pencil shape on mentioned on the right hand corner of these panels. So mind map doesn't have it, report doesn't have it, but otherwise you have everything. Like for all the other outputs, you have this pencil shaped icon towards the top right of these individual panels. Okay, great. So while I get into that detailing, obviously while we do these examples, we will get to know more and more about it. So let's take the first example, which is essentially the BPCL one. So I'm going to add a few sources. Of course, the most recent annual report is something that I'm going to add. So let's do that first. So I've just added this. Okay. And now the thing is, you can add as many as 50 sources. So when you're doing research, it's not recommended that you add only one particular format, which is PDF. You will also have a lot of YouTube videos where the founders, or let's say where the chairman is talking about it. So that
All right, as you can see that I have uploaded a few materials over here, and this is the first live example that we are demonstrating it. The basic purpose for this particular exercise is that I am an investor. I am willing to purchase BPCL shares, but for that I need to scout through a lot of information. I need to look into the annual reports. I need to look into the website. I need to find some YouTube videos where the leaders are talking about. So that is exactly what I have uploaded. I have uploaded the annual general meeting, which is available on YouTube. I've uploaded, I've given the link to the official website of Bharat Petroleum and the annual report of 2024 to 2025. So these are the sources that I have done. And now let me write a prompt. Okay. So basically what I am trying to do is I am giving a prompt and I'm stating it out. I am an investor who is willing to purchase BPCL shares. You are an investment consultant, and please suggest me whether I should buy BPCL shares in the short term, mid term, or long term by looking into the company performance, external factors, external macroeconomic factors, the budget, change to renewable sources of energy, and BPCL's outcome outlook towards the future. Okay. Now, as I said, that these are the three sources that I have any which is uploaded. If I want the research to happen only on these three sources, I can go for first research, but I would not go for first research. I would also want notebook to specify a few more sources which will make my research far more deeper. So I'm clicking on deep research and I am shooting it out. So now you can see that the generation is happening. Okay. So while the generation is happening, let me also give you some bit of idea about the panels that are there on the right hand side. And as you can see that audio, video, mind map. Let's go and choose the mind map first. Or let's do all these things once the sources are uploaded, because then it can also generate on the basis of these sources. So, but yeah, these are few options. And before I get into the details of it, I can just see a pencil icon on the right hand corner of these panels, right? So just click on these, because just don't click on audio overview, because then it will just generate something on the basis of what the model feels the best, but it's not going to take your perspective into account. If you want to customize it as per your needs, you have to click on this icon. And once you click on this icon, this is for audio. You have four options. So which are deep dive, brief, critique, and debate. So deep dive, obviously, if you are purchasing a share wherein your money is involved, then you have to do a deep dive analysis, and that's exactly what we are going to do over here. So we're going to do a deep dive. Brief is, let's say, like if you want to summarize an information, it's a very lengthy document that is there, and on the basis of this that document, or let's say you're just entering into a meeting, and you absolutely have no idea about what is the agenda, or let's say what are some of the things that are going to be discussed about. So though this is not recommended, but right now with the help of notebook, you can actually get a brief summary of that entire agenda in right I mean right at the click of a mouse. And yeah, and of course you will be ready for the meeting as well, because they will also give you some questions that you can ask. Critique is mainly used primarily, like when you are when you're doing a critical review of something. So for example, if a policy or a process is getting launched, and you actually want to sound a little critical, because you are not very sure about it, you're skeptical about it, and that's where critique comes into account. And debate is something wherein you need multiple perspectives. So it's just not one perspective that you're wanting to accept. You are receptive to multiple perspectives, and that's where the debate thing comes into account. Length is usually short, default long. So default is basically mid. If you want a detailed analysis, you can always go for long. And things to try, and this is basically what should the AI host focus on in this episode. This is where the prompt comes in. So once like all the sources are uploaded, I will also show you how I can give a prompt and get this audio file generated. Okay, same goes for video as well. So if you have, and this is shorter, explainer and brief, and you can have this language English, and then of course the format in which you want, whiteboard, anime, and all of that, that is also specified. And this is where you give the prompt as well. So these are things that you need to specify, because don't use it just like ChatGPT. And there will be some bit of details that will go into it, because it is emphasizing on research. And that's where, if you want the research to happen better, you need to specify these details in a better way. Okay, great. All right, so now just I think it's almost there. So yeah, maybe in a minute or two it will be generated. So now you can see that the deep research is completed. All the sources are uploaded, and so obviously, like, they went through 43 sources, and out of which they selected the top 20 sources, which I'm going to import, and out of which, like, it takes a little bit of time, but any which ways, let's wait for that. By the way, coming to the panel towards the right, flashcards and quiz, these are mostly used when you are, let's say, for educational purposes. So let's say when you're preparing a content, preparing a training content, let's say, and you want to keep an assessment towards the end, you can want to keep flashcards. So that is where, like, these particular things come very handy. So anyone, like whoever, if anyone is working in the learning and development team of HR, I think This is where your assessments and your flashcards are no more. You don't have to go through Survey Monkey and all of that and that to build your own questions. You will already have the material, and then basis that you can specify what you want. And level of difficulty is also mentioned over here. If you want the questions to be a little difficult, then you can always put a switch on hard. And for example, like you can also mention the number of questions that you want for the quiz and all of that. And of course, like that is how you can create quizzes as well. So same for flashcards. Yeah. So again, level of difficulty, easy, medium, hard, and that's how. And over here you can just enter the prompt and get it. So I think by this time the sources are all uploaded. So let me go and see and check the veracity of the sources veracity of the sources, because sometimes some unrelevant relevant sources are also uploaded which I don't want. But then I think these are SBI is very important and all of that. Official website, OMC is set for major search, investor presentation, and all of that is fine. Budget. Did they give anything on budget? Yes, budget 2026 expectations and all of that. So I think they have taken a very, very deep analysis of everything. So I will not eliminate any of the sources. So let me just type the same prompt again. I should wait for the magic to happen. While the magic is getting created, I will also show you how this how this mind map works. So just click on mind map, and it's going to be relatively quicker. And let's see. So here here the mind map is created. BPCL analysis, corporate overview, sustainability and ESG versus verticals, innovation and R&D, social responsibility, governance and risk. So here you have all the, like the corporate overview, the sustainability and ESG. If you want, you have it over here. What are some of the objectives of it? Then the business verticals, and innovation and R&D, and then you have governance and risk. You have social responsibilities and CSR. So that's how it is creating. So this is a wonderful thing for you. I think it gives you a lot of details about it, and you don't have to actually go through all those lengthy reports, because we'll have it at the click of a button. Okay. So now I think this is something they have already given that analysis, and so you can see that company's performance and financial stability. It achieved its highest ever refinery crude throughput of 40.51 MMT, and 115% was the capacity utilization. Profitability was also quite healthy at 13,275.26 crores. External macroeconomic factors, India's growth trajectory, crude oil pricing, for the mid softening of international crude oil prices, which are projected to drop towards $50 per barrel by June 2026. So while this lowers raw material costs and import bills, it increases regulatory scrutiny regarding retail pricing. Now this here, over here you also have the budget. Excise duty risk is something which is somewhere expected in the next year budget, and that will also impact the profitability as well. Okay, now you can see either the changes to renewable energy and outlook and all of that is also mentioned. Now look, this is basically the tabular format and the investment recommendation, because of course a consultant is recommending me, so it cannot be shoddy. It has to be in a proper format with the rationale and with the strategy and all of that, and just look at it. Just tell me, like, I mean, if you had to reach out to a consultant, what was the amount that you have paid to the consultant for this? Just think about it. Or let's say, what is the time that the consultant should have taken to get back to you? And right now, this happens in just 15-20 minutes. I mean, how many of you are just mind blown? I mean, I just want a MB on the chat box that actually, like, I'm getting goosebumps. I can literally feel it. I mean, what a great performance. I mean, this is incredible, incredible, absolutely. Look at it. I mean, mid-term accumulate, long-term core holding, short-term caution. Because obviously, like right now, crude oil prices are dipping down. The budget is not too favorable towards this industry, and that's the reason they are asking you to exercise caution. But obviously there will be massive consolidation towards, I mean, in the long run, and that's where you can go and buy these shares. And of course you have these questions as well. How could excise duty impact BPCL's future earnings? What are the three key goals of BPCL's project aspire? And like how the Bina refinery is also going through an expansion, and that is how is that going to boost petrochemical production. So this is how like notebook LM can actually make your work so damn easy. By the way, I also have the video that has been created by Notebook and just wanted to play a little bit of it for you. So this is how it
You
looks
know,
like.
when most of us think of Barrett Petroleum, we probably picture a fuel station, right? But behind that familiar logo, there's a company that is just so deeply woven into the very fabric of India's economy. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and see how this energy giant isn't just powering our cars, but really truly shaping the nation's future. Now, this might sound like just a corporate slogan, but for BPCL, it's really their mission statement. It frames everything they do. I mean, think about it, powering the aspirations of over 1 billion people. So how on earth does it in annual revenue? That figure alone should give you a sense of the immense, almost mind-boggling scale we are dealing with here. This is the financial engine that's actually fueling all the biggest oil marketing company in the entire country. Incredible operational efficiency. And this to you and me, the industrial heart of the operation, where all that
So guys, you can just see the level of detailing in the video, and like the kind of the quality of the video as well. So like I mean, this is any which was for the purpose of shareholder, but then any HR, if any HR is listening to me right now, you can use this as a very compelling induction deck as well. So that's how you can also start using AI in your HR activities. So I being coming from HR, I always think about HR first, and that's where it.
Okay, now I come to the second live example. So where we are going to do a competitive analysis for Coke versus Pepsi versus Nestle. I'll just give you a context of this. So this is basically this work is given to a chief of staff of Coke by the CEO of Coke. So to understand, like how Coke has functioned in FY24. And this we will take it a little retrospective. This because I have the annual reports for only FY24 and FY25 reports are not yet published on the website. And there's a reason, like let's assume that this is FY25 and not FY26. So FY24 reports are out. So the CEO wants the chief of staff to go through all the reports in detail, understand the key strengths of Coke as against Pepsi and Nestle, where Coke has done well, where Pepsi and Nestle have done well. What is the technology adoption in case of Nestle and Pepsi, how they have done better than Coke. And all this information is going to be plugged in FY25. So, and of course, this is the start of the EOP exercise, and because of which that information is required. So, once this information is plugged in, automatically, like the CEO can also decide on the pillars to focus on. The pillars, I mean, the co-CEO can always decide on that. All right. So now I have uploaded all the three annual reports. Let's again go and click on deep research because this is what I am more interested in. And I will now write the prompt. Okay. I am the chief of staff of Coke and I have been given the work to compile the key strengths and developmental areas of Coke in FY24. Assume that this is FY25 and not FY26. What are some of the core pillars that we would need to focus on? Also, give a good account of the competitive analysis and how major competitors like Pepsi and Nestle have fared upon. Give an account of the technology adoption too. And give it in the form of a tabular, in the form of a table. Okay. Okay. This exercise is done for the purpose of annual operating plan of Coke and to understand the major pillars to focus on. All right. This is basically a lengthy prompt. I will just copy it and let the deep research happen. Let the sources get uploaded. So we now have the 20 sources submitted to us by Google. Notebook rather. Yeah, all the same. Notebook belongs to Google only. So now let me import. Okay. Then look at these questions also while the time it is getting imported. How do the companies diversify their portfolios across beverage and convenient food segments? What primary risk and economic factors impact the global operation of these organizations, and how are sustainability initiatives and digital transformations shaping the future of these businesses? So these are important ones. So these three sources we have to which was remove because they're failed sources. Top CPG companies 2025 strategic intelligence report. Yeah. Sovereigns share market 2025 to 2035. This is the size and focus. Wonderful. RTD coffee market size and share. PepsiCo report 2024. It's all given. And so see, I mean, since they specified that you have to assume this year as 2025, so they're not giving any 2025 reports. So they're giving 2024 and then of course the future reports as well. So that's very, very interesting. So any which I think fourth quarter we don't need it because we already have the annual report. So I will not select this. This is fine. This is Q4 is not required. My bottled water market share size and share is important because of course, like Coke has ACCD, Pepsi also has Varun beverages. At least that's the one I know about in India. I'm sure that there are many internationally as well. So this is fine. This is, I think, good enough. So let's say I will start importing all these 19 sources is there. So while I will I'll paste the prompts same. So then I'll also use an infographic. Let's see how the infographic comes in. Yeah, use guide the size, style, color of focus. Use a blue color theme. So I would rather use a red color theme because Coke's color is red. Hmm. Use a red color theme and highlight the three key pillars Coke needs to focus on. All right. Okay, so I will generate this. So while it is getting generated, let me also paste the prompt over here and let's see what it says, what it has to say. Infographic also usually takes around 3 to 4 minutes of time to be generated, so we have to wait for that. I mean, I think we need to show a little bit of patience while using NotebookLM because anyway, it's a fantastic tool. My favorite tool by far, I mean, right now. And to get the best results, like you also always need to exhibit a little bit of patience. Nothing wrong in that. Okay, so I think another 20 odd seconds to generate this particular output. We'll wait for that till then it's there. Okay, so our all-weather strategy has proven effective in navigating macroeconomic volatility through specific financial and geopolitical pressures require address focusing on the coming year. Key strength FY24 is robust organic growth, revenue growth management, digital maturity, brand momentum. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar has been a great success. Scope zero. And this is basically where the developmental areas are there, geopolitical and macroeconomic headwinds. Geopolitical tensions in the Middle East and North Africa led to a soft consumer environment and hesitancy towards global brands. In China, consumer hesitancy necessitated a strategic reprioritization away from lower margin water towards sparkling and juice offerings. So that is also like, I mean, how you modify the strategy in China is also mentioned clearly. So financial pressures, current volatility, innovation success rate, portfolio gaps, competitive analysis, Pepsi and Nestle. Pepsi maintained a massive revenue base of $92 billion in 2025. A diversified model has actually helped them a lot. Uh, They also saw success in no sugar offerings because, of course, people are like a lot health conscious right now. And Nestle achieved a 2.2% organic growth in 2024 and currently expecting turnaround class. Look, technology adoption, you also have a comparative account as well. So, like and the way I mentioned that you have to put it in a tabular format. So, look, so technology domain, like you can look at it like supply chain, of course, like Pepsi has done amazingly well over there. You can also see the digital genome mapping of Arabica coffee beans to identify traits for drought and disease resistance. And these are where like uh, AI and technology is used extremely strongly. Okay, and core pillars to ensure continuous. Okay, now I will type what are the core pillars that we must emphasize upon as a CEO of Coke. In AOP 25. Let me write that clearly, and of course they're going to. So while they generate this, I think this is already generated. So yeah, I will just download it and keep it aside. So while we can just see this infographic as well. Oh, just look at it. Just look at it. You can just, I mean, just imagine if you put this in your PPT. I mean, even if you makes a few changes, I mean, can you ever deliver this kind of PPT? This is where Notebook LM strikes. And this is where Notebook LM, you know, they just hit sixes out of the ground. That's what it is like. Just look at the quality of these infographics and just nothing can beat it. Okay, so now coming back. So let's see, yeah, these are so pillar one, love brands, portfolio diversification and innovation is talking about protect the core. And that's what it is. I mean, you should always protect the core. And that's what, in the last example, we saw Project Aspire is also about the same thing. Nurturing the core while taking few big bets in the future. Same thing they are also talking about in as a core strategy. Scale high growth subcategories, aggressively target functional wellness. Wellness is, of course, a big thing in this in today's world. Operationalize the AI in marketing and pillar two would be drone sustainability. World without waste, water stewardship. This is mostly about sustainability that is there. And this and the third pillar, so just look at it, like the I mean, it's so intelligent. The first pillar is all about business, the second pillar is about sustainability, and the third pillar is about people. So, like this is basically, like how an AOP should be always drafted. I mean, and just look at the way, like, I mean, sometimes CEOs make mistakes. CEOs focus too much on business and less on people and all of that. But yeah, Notebook LM will never make that mistake. And that is where CEOs can actually learn from Notebook LM as to like how to frame a strategy. Brilliantly done. I mean, amazing. And this actually puts a smile on my face as well. So yeah, do let me know about what you feel. I mean, it was really a wonderful thing to give a live demonstration of these two examples. And yeah, if you have any doubt, do let me know in the comments.
Live examples that we brought for you. And I'm sure that you must have found value in it. So I request all of you to practice Notebook LM as much as possible. Give the same prompts to ChatGPT and feel the difference. I am pretty much sure that you will feel Notebook LM is a much more sophisticated tool than ChatGPT when it comes to research. Do subscribe to my channel if you have liked my video. Put your comments and I'll be really happy to reply to those. I'll be coming very soon with the next video. Request you to push the bell icon as well so that you get notifications whenever the next video comes in. Take care, all of you, and thank you very much.